before you start to solve a problem, you need to learn about that problem. It's very important. Learning is so important. Like, it is where programming starts. It is all programming is about. You see, there's this primary misconception when you watch those sci-fi movies or whatever you guys call it. You know, you you see a programmer and he just comes and on the spot he starts writing all the code and all that stuff. He starts building and programming and solving the problem without even thinking twice. That's not how it works in reality. It does not work like that. We learn. It's constant learning. We constantly improve ourselves. We don't stop. We don't relent. This is how we get to solve the biggest problems that we solve. It's not possible to just start writing code and solving a problem. Now, why am I explaining this to us? We had challenges during installations. And do you know why that was? That was because a lot of us did not take time to study the materials provided for installation. A lot of us did not take time to read about it. Okay, I want to study Ubuntu. This class is going to take a different turn. It's our first class, and instead of going to teach complex things and complex codes, I'm going to teach you all how to learn in software engineering. We are going to touch our projects, our assignments, a little bit of them, but I'm going to teach you how to learn. It's very important how to learn. The entire process of the entire, in fact, even me as I am like this, I've built a lot of projects, I've worked with a lot of people, yet I learn on every project. There's no project that I carry out or that I embark on that I don't learn. So one big mistake learners have been making on this program, we've been watching, I was waiting for the live stream to address it, is learners they fail to try on their own to gather the relevant information that they need to learn, to watch the videos and the trainings, and they want to just rely on another person's expertise without trying to learn first. You just want somebody else to help you with your installation process. No, that's not how it works in software engineering. You need to understand the problem yourself. You need to try to solve it. We are teaching you to try and solve problems. The wrong way to teach you on this program is for me to start building it for you. Okay, today I'm teaching you shell navigation, and I open my computer and I start typing, and I tell you, if you type ls, you see the list of files. You type ls and you put a dot or a knife in a, and you see. If I You are not going to get the relevant information that you need. You're not going to get them. You might cram whatever I do and not know do uh how to learn or how to do whatever I don't do on this video. And that's not what I want for you. I want you all to know how to learn. I want you all to be able to do new things, even the things that I don't say. In as much as you think about it, okay, what do I want to do? I want to list all the files that are not showing, all the dotted files that are all the hidden files in my computer. I want to see them. You know, there are some things we save as hidden files. I think the first time you guys will come across something like that is when I want you to use SSH to do like a remote connection. I'm going to teach you all about all of this stuff. You're going to be doing remote connections a lot because you're working on servers and all that. The building projects is very important. Before we get there, we have to learn a lot, a whole lot. And I know that we'll get there. I know that we can do it, but we need to get the uh, the proper understanding of how we are going to be learning on this program. You have to try first. Try first. Learn, watch the videos. YouTube is at your disposal. There are 1,000,001 videos on YouTube, 1,000,001 teaching every concept. So YouTube is at your disposal. You have to go there and ask questions about what I say you should know. You have ChatGPT. ChatGPT is at your disposal. in my time when I was learning to write code, when I was learning bash scripting, PHP, Python, all those code languages I was learning, there was no chance to learn. We had to do Stack Overflow to just hear what other people that have had similar issues are saying about it. No videos, no nothing. It's on YouTube, but programming was somehow back then. We didn't even know how to learn. But now it's easier to learn. But you have to stress your mind first. When you stress your mind and you try to solve the problem, you now get to know what you don't understand. It's not like you want somebody to just teach you everything and then when the person finish helping you set up everything, you forget everything. No, that's not how it should be. You try first. You first. Then after you finish trying and you find out a specific challenge, something you don't understand, something very specific that you don't understand, you now get to meet one of your peers. You get to meet one of your peers that's done or that's completed. There are a lot of people on this program that's completed the people that had completed the installation since. People are done with the shell assignment, BI assignment, Emacs. Ladies and guys, I'm telling you, no gender discrimination here. Ladies, I think one of the first person that finished the installation and hit me up and be like, I'm done with the installation, was a lady. No gender inequality in software engineering. Everybody can understand this thing. Everybody can learn the right way, and we all get it right. So ChatGPT should be your friend. Like ChatGPT should be open on one. Even like ChatGPT open on one tab, it's always there. Why? Because sometimes I try to write complex things. Yeah, that reminds me. Another misconception. You don't need to cram everything. Like you don't need to have every single line of code off the top of your head. No, you don't need to do that. You just need to know how to learn, how to find the solution to your problem, where to find the solution to your problem. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to show you how to learn. I'm here to show you where to find. I'm here to show you everything that you need to know to become an accomplished engineer. You don't need to cram everything and you just start writing like, when you watch those movies and you see those programmers. No. But then what you would know is with time, when you continue, writing code, you continue coding, as time goes on, you have a lot of knowledge in your residual memory. You have a lot of knowledge, like you know a whole lot in your residual memory. Like then you'll now be able to write basic programming and solve basic programming issues without looking anywhere or looking at ChatGPT. And it comes with years of experience. The reason I can write basic code now, I can build a full program without looking anywhere. I didn't start like that. There was a time I was building programs looking at uh, YouTube, looking at, Google, browsing on Stack Overflow and all that. I cannot remember the last time I saw anything on Stack Overflow. I don't even think they still exist. And I can't remember Googling stuff. But I use ChatGPT to still check things. And that means you too should be doing it. A lot of the questions you ask your peers are things that you can find on YouTube, things that you can find on ChatGPT. In software engineering, you learn first. Learn and have even that challenge. When you start having the challenge, try to solve it yourself first. You have to give it to your mind to start solving problems. The goal is improving your mind to start solving problems. This is how we make our mind valuable enough to to I'm trying to see if, can you guys hear me clearly? Please, somebody uh put a comment. I saw a beep on my mic. So this, okay, I think I'm being heard. I think I'm being heard. So you have to learn yourself. You have to stress your mind. You need to go look in the right places, look on YouTube, check ChatGPT, what ChatGPT has to say about the problem, be it installation, be it a particular type of code or whatever, before, and try it. Whatever ChatGPT is saying, you read it critically, you try it. Whatever YouTube is saying, you try it. And after trying it, when you hit a specific challenge that you cannot solve, not because you've not tried, because you've tried and it's difficult for you to solve it, then and only then should you now go meet a peer that you think understands this thing much more than you. You've discovered a lot of, see, in the course of trying, a lot of things we discovered or we know now in software engineering, we learned in the course of trying to solve problems. We didn't have uh, technical mentors to come teach us, people that had done it before. We started learning this thing on our own before we even went to school to start training for years, you know. So we didn't have technical mentors. We learned by trying, and we discovered a lot of possibilities trying. We are trying to solve this particular problem. We now discover the other one, you know, and we solve the other one and this one and all that. And, you know, that's how maturity is built. That's how maturity is built. So students should endeavor to try. You have everything that you need to do installations. You have everything. The problem with most students is, and I'm sure a lot of you hearing me would know that I'm saying the truth. The problem is that you wait for somebody else who is done with it, who understands it, to just come and teach you. No, you don't do that. You come online, you watch the installation videos that were given to you, watch what the videos that were on your your materials tab, you watch it and you learn how it works. You try it by yourself. You have specific questions and challenges that you cannot solve. You hit up ChatGPT. Hey, what do I do? This is what I'm having. This is what I'm having. And ChatGPT tells you something. You hit up. You go to your YouTube channel. You search for your problems, and they tell you something. And then uh, you still have further issues. You hit up with students that are done with these tasks. If you read the platform, you'd see that there are a lot of students that are done with it. You hit them up and you'd be like, oh, I was trying to do this stuff. And somebody will just tell you, hey, this is what you've not done. You know, your system is not yet a virtual machine. You don't have your WSL installed. You don't have it downloaded. It's not even on your computer at all. You know, a lot of challenges. Some people need to go to BIOS, you know, and it's so simple to get a video anywhere that takes you to BIOS, you know, to teach you how to turn on WSL for your computer in BIOS mode. And then you use your phone and you're watching the video and you're trying this stuff, you know. That's how it works. That's how learning works. You need to try yourself before meeting a peer. And then when all hope is lost, when your peers can't solve it, then you can reach out to a technical mentor directly. Very soon on this program, the numbers of other technical mentors will be made available on the platform, and you see them would clearly identify them as mentors from their names. So that's that. That's how learning should work. That's how we should work when it comes to learning. So let's go further. Let's talk about how to learn. Our first class for this training program was shell navigation. Shell navigation. Home computer. I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. Yeah. So let's do this. Yeah. Before we go to, a lot of you were having issues here. Um, Here on your dashboard page, you are seeing what you have to learn, right? You are seeing what you have to learn, and this is not all that. Some of these things go out when the day is for when it gets to the day that they should go out, they go out. So like here, VI is no longer here. Shell navigation is no longer here. But if you come to courses tab, you would see every single thing on every date possible. Let's go back so we see 27th. Yeah, so on the 27th, we had our live stream, and these were everything on the live stream. This for people that are complaining that they don't know where to find the courses that are passed. So here, you've got like shell navigation here, and you can click on it. If I click on it, it opens. And these are the documentations that you read. These documentations carry a lot of stuff, a lot of information that might come in handy sometime. These videos are important for you to watch. You click on assignments tab, and we have like a lot of assignments. Now, how to learn? Again, that's, see, each time I come online and I show you guys all that you need to succeed, all that you need, every single step, you know, you need to know how to learn it. It's very important. You need to know how to learn what I want you to learn. So let's go to my Ubuntu here. We are saying the first task is saying create a folder named week 1 assignment. Let's go to Ubuntu here. So how do we create a folder? I don't know that information. How to learn again? Let's I think we should get ChatGPT up. Very important. I'm not doing this because I need to do it. I'm doing this because of you guys, the total newbies here. For people that are already done with this task, it's still important that you know how to learn, because you have new. Let's open ChatGPT here. Now we want to know how to make a folder. We are doing shell navigation. How to make a folder in, and we say how to make a folder in Linux terminal. Let's just do this. And ChatGPT is saying we should do make directory folder name. Make directory folder name. It's so easy. ChatGPT is even telling you other possibilities. It's telling you can create 3 other folders with 1 line of code. Here, make directly. All this information are in these documentations that I sent on the platform in materials tab. They are here in these 2 documentations. But it's really difficult to search for things here. But then it's good for you to read the main bash code documentation. Everything you're learning is good for you to have a clear understanding of what's on the documentation and how it should be. Now, see other possibilities. They are also telling you that you can make a folder inside the path. This is me learning. I've not made the folder, I'm not writing code. Most people will jump straight to asking their peers, how do we do? Okay, it's make directory, or immediately you finish making directory, you skipped it. And you don't know that all these other things are possibilities. You see why I said, even those people that are done with the training, you should be here, you know. So remember, when I came to ChatGPT, see the question on our assignment tab. The question was, create a folder named week 1 assignment. I could copy this and go ask ChatGPT to do that, and ChatGPT will specifically tell me how to create a folder named week 1 assignment. And that's wrong. It's very wrong. That's not how to learn. Now I'm asking ChatGPT instead how to make a folder in a Linux terminal, and ChatGPT is telling me every possibility. And now I'm learning. I'm getting more information about folder creations. There are what do they call it? Um, uh, there are, sorry for that little distraction. There are other little things that you need to learn. They are like flags. If you see here, ChatGPT is saying -p, and ChatGPT went further to explain what the flag meant, usually when we make folders, we use this -p flag. And some people even make, do you know that some software engineers, senior software engineers, they know that they use -p, but they don't even know why. Do you know why they do that? Because they did not learn. They skipped the process of learning and they just started cramming what people are teaching them. And that's wrong. That's very wrong. That's not how to learn. You have to learn first before you start. If you watch, I have not written any line of code. I have not started writing any code at all. Here, all I am doing is let me check if you guys have been seeing this. Really important. What's this stuff not there? Okay. Okay. I still get scared sometimes. I still get scared sometimes that this thing is not working. I'm not used to live streaming and all that. I have to improve myself as well to, you know. So yeah, you guys can hear me. I'm seeing somebody is asking, how do we know the right question to ask ChatGPT that won't make our learning rushed? Oh yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about right now. I'm actually talking about the right questions to ask. And it's really important. This is a very important question, you know. It's what we are tackling now. Where was my ChatGPT? I think it was here. Yeah. So I did not ask, like I said, I did not ask ChatGPT how to make a a folder named week one assignment. If ChatGPT was going to give me a clear-cut answer, and it's just going to tell me that I'm supposed to do make directory folder name. But on the contrary, I am asking ChatGPT a specific information about the make directory, about how to make a directory in a Linux terminal. That's what I'm asking ChatGPT. And ChatGPT went further to show me a few other possibilities, you know, on how to make a folder here. So make directory folder name, you know, make directory folder name, make directory folder 1, folder 2, folder 3 is possible. Make directory in a directory is possible. So we can actually decide that from our current directory, we want to make a directory in the home directory, user, documents, my folder, whatever, and it will go there and go make the directory with whatever name that we give it, you know. So here, the name that we are giving the directory, a directory is a folder. We are calling the folder my folder. What we mean by a directory is a folder. I know we have people that have not taken the classes here on the live stream too. So yes, ChatGPT is teaching us here saying -p ensures that parent folders are created if they don't already exist. So now, making a folder in a folder that already exists, we can just say home dash that. Since we know all these paths exist, a path is a location in your file system. We call it a path, a location, you know, like a chain of different folders. Folders are called directories when we are in programming. Folders are for people using the graphical user interface. We are not using that, so we call folders directories here, you know. So like I said, a path is a location in your computer. Now, if you want to create a folder in a path that does not exist, in essence, you want the folder to be created, that you want all the other folders that you want that folder to be in to be created as well. You need to add the -p, you know, make directory -p, then parent folder everywhere. You keep making plenty folders till you make the final one, which is grandchild folder here. So this is we learning. We are learning, and then they are saying that we can do an ls to see if our folder was created. So we've learned a lot. We've learned a whole lot. See, ChatGPT is even asking us if they should teach us how to set permissions. We'll learn about that later, That's not why we are here. We are still tackling how to learn. How to learn. That's what I'm teaching you. How to learn. It's very, very important to know how to learn in a software engineering training program. So where's our yeah. So this is where we were. Let me see where I am. I think I have a whole lot here. I need to create a directory for this. So let's make a directory. Let's say how to learn. And let's go to how to learn. Now, I'm going to use the tab key to, if you see here, I've typed only HO. If I click on the tab key, it's going to complete it for me. This is just so you guys don't keep typing long things, long folder names and directories. When you've saved it before, if you know it's on the computer, it's on our current directory, you can just hit the first 2-3 words and letters and hit the tab key and you have it auto completed. So we are in how to learn. So the first thing we are going to do is to make directory what was the name of that directory there? They wanted us to make week 1 assignment. Okay, so we are to make week 1 underscore assignments. Let's take this stuff down a little bit. I'll see. Okay, so that's the name. Now we are going to mark your assignments. Everything that you guys have been doing, we are going to mark them. And how we do that, how we get to mark your assignments is, I'm going to give you guys a bash code that you would run on your computer. I'm going to teach you how to run it when I release the assignment marking. For now, a lot of you are still struggling with setting up and all that. So I'm giving you guys time to meet up, finish all your assignments, and sometime early next week, before what's the end date of this shell navigation? Shell navigation is ending on the 6th. So sometime on the 5th or 6th, between the 5th and 6th, I'm going to bring out the marking scheme. So would mark, you just run it on your computer and it's going to mark and send the scores to me, directly to me. And that's what it's going to be for now, pending when we get to Git. When we get to Git, I'm going to teach you how to use GitHub. So we'll now start pushing our code to GitHub repository where I can mark directly. You don't have to run a code to mark it. But for this first week work, now that we don't know Git, now that we don't have Git installed, we have to learn. I have to mark remotely from your computer and send to our server. That's how it's going to be. So we were talking about how to learn. It's very important. That's the hallmark of our class today, because a lot of you are getting frustrated, and it's normal. Like, it's okay to get frustrated when you start learning bash code for the first time, start learning how to use Linux terminal. I don't know if there are Unix users on this computer. If you have like a Mac on this training, I know that a lot of Nigerians are like Windows users. But if you have like Mac, please identify. Text me directly so I know and I start updating this platform to accommodate you all. Nobody so far has told me they have like a Mac OS, But if you have a Mac OS, please identify, and you're in this batch, identify. It's really important. So I start making adjustments to what I do, so you too can follow through with the training program. That will make me to start using 2 different computers to do this stuff. But it's fine. It's something very doable. Yeah. So back to how to learn. So this is us making week 1 directory. This is how you have to follow the sequence. If you see here, the questions are clearly telling you what to do. Here, create a folder named week 1 directory. Here, navigate into week 1 directory. It's very, very important. Now, let's go back to ChatGPT. How to navigate into folders in a Linux terminal. Now, if you notice, I'm not telling ChatGPT that I want to navigate into a folder. So it just tells me to navigate. This is what I need to type. No, I'm not doing that. I want ChatGPT to explain more to me. So I'm asking him a universal question. And now, if you come here and read what it's saying, ChatGPT is saying, first of all, you can just do CD folder name. And it's also telling you how to go back out of it. So to go back out of it, it's saying CD dot dot. Now, it's also teaching you to go back 2 levels. Go back CD dot dot slash dot dot. Now, each of these dot dot represents a directory that is going back. So if we are going back out of the first directory, that's the first dot dot, and the slash dot dot again in the second place is the second directory we are going. So this is going back 2 directories, you know, back to the home where you started. If you want to go back to the home, you say that's when you start your bash terminal. The first thing you see is your home. You know, when we started, we had only Greenfield. Let me go back. CD. That sign that ChatGPT is telling you to use, that sign is directly above the tab key on your standard. It's directly above the tab key. Now, that reminds me, little things that may cause us to get frustrated. The keyboard, if you are on a standard UK keyboard, it's not going to show. It's going to show something else. You need to switch your keyboard to like a standard US keyboard, by holding down the Windows button and pressing the space bar. You know, some of us, our keyboards have different physics and setups, but if you have like a standard keyboard, you know, the standard US setting of the keyboard would make your shift and the button directly above your tab button to, you know, bring up this sign, infinity kind of sign. Okay, so you click that and it takes you back home. You know, this is your home. Now, if you give you information about where you are, this thing you are seeing here is just telling you where you are. As a programmer writing code in the terminal, you need to always know where you are. You know, there's a code for it. They call it PWD. You know, it tells us where we are. Let's try that stuff. So it's saying we are in the home directory in Greenfield, in user Greenfield. So what the computer does is it tells us who we are and what computer we have. Do you understand? What user and what computer we are using. So my computer is named Greenfield and my name is my current user is Greenfield. That's why you're seeing Greenfield here. So PWD shows you your present working directory. That's the name. Where you are currently, we are in the home of Greenfield user. That's what is printed here, you know. So you always know where you are, what files you are writing code to. You need to keep an eye here. Now, it's very important because for you to follow through with this program and all your assignments, you need to ensure that you follow these steps. This is how you get your correct grade. You need to ensure that you follow these steps. If I'm telling you navigate into this folder before you create another file or folder, you have to be inside this week 1 folder before you now say create a folder named project inside week 1 folder. It means you are going inside week 1 folder and you are creating a folder named project. So if I'm to do that, I'm going to say that I'm going to cd into, okay, first of all, we did how to learn, and it's inside how to learn we did week 1 assignment. So we are inside week 1 assignment now, and we are saying create another folder. Was it a folder or a file? Yes, we are saying create another folder named projects. Now, naming conventions. If you fail to name correctly, when marking the code, you are going to fail. So for those people who might have spelled projects as projects, something like this, you misplaced the C in the middle, or maybe you got this, what do they call it? Maybe you got the C right, sorry. Maybe you got the C right and you forgot the S, and then you did this. You are still going to fail it, you know? So we have to name properly. It's not projects, it's projects. It's very important. So let's remove this one. There is how to remove a file. There's a remove, I don't know if it's in the, I think it should be there. I tried as much as possible to compile all that you need to do this stuff. So we've removed projects. I think it's there. To remove a file is there. So you guys should have learned that. I'm just teaching you how to learn, just so you learn and see every possibility, every single possibility, every single thing that you should know in this training. This is how you learn. You don't learn by just solving the problem, the immediate problem in front of you. For you to learn and clearly understand this thing, you need to solve more than just the immediate problem in front of you. You have to learn on the job. That's why we are here. We are here so you learn. A lot of you are done with the projects, but you've not learned the relevant things that you should be picking up while doing this program. So don't forget naming conventions. So we make directory and we name it the correct name, projects, and that's that. So you come back again. Where is that stuff? Yeah, the next thing they are saying, create a folder named notes inside week 1 assignment. Now, see, this is, I don't want you guys failing when we start marking assignments. We are already in week 1 assignments. We are already in projects. We've already created projects, but we've not navigated to it. Some of you would navigate to projects. You'll be in projects and you'll be creating notes. No, the question here specifies that you create the folder notes inside week 1 assignment, not inside projects. Where's this stuff? So yes, we are inside week 1 assignments now. We are not in projects. If we ls, we are seeing projects there, so we can make directory saying notes. I guess that was what it was. Notes, and we ls to see them, and they are both there. To clear your screen, you type clear and enter, you know, and your screen will clear. So yes, this is how you follow through with everything, every single thing I want you to learn, you know. The reason we are learning shell navigation is so you know how to structure your files when we start writing code. You know, when we start building stuff, you're going to be writing code in files. In fact, when we go to C, when I start trying to teach you the building blocks of programming, how programming actually works, you know, you need to, you know, write everything you're writing in files. In fact, very soon files will be how you submit your assignment and all that, because you'll soon be submitting to GitHub in files. So we need to learn how to manage these files in our computer, you know. So that's that. That's how we learn everything. You don't just go find out how to learn a specific thing, how to create a file named hello text. No, no. We want to know every possible way to create a text file. So if we come here to ChatGPT, ChatGPT should be your friend from now on. If we come here to ChatGPT, we are asking, instead of asking ChatGPT the direct question we want, since we are learning, we want to learn. You know, we are coming here and we are asking ChatGPT there are many ways to create a file. Possible ways to create a file in a Linux terminal, you know. Now, ChatGPT is going to tell us from the very first way to create a file. This is the most basic way to create a file. Touch file.txt is creating a txt file. .txt is the file extension, and file is the name of the file. You can change this file to, this is not like file. Some people say because I'm saying create a file, you have to name it. It must not be file. This is the file name, and this is the command that creates a file in a bash, in a Linux terminal. Macintosh. If you have a Macintosh, you have to relate to me so I know, and I start making these videos to help you as well. For now, I'm trying my possible best to, make these videos to uh, make you learn how to be a programmer. It's still the same steps, no matter what you have. For people saying I'm using Kali Linux, this is still how to learn. For people on a MacBook, this is still how to learn. For people on Windows, this is how to learn. If you use a Temox on your phone, use Flash. For my first 1 to 2 years of being a programmer, of learning how to be a programmer, I could not afford a laptop, So I was using a phone, and I learned. I had the technical competence. So many years ago, almost 10 years ago, I built my first program. It was a full stack e-commerce platform. It had screen, buyers creating accounts. It was like me trying to link what Amazon has, me trying to link buyers and sellers together and all that stuff, And I created that so long ago. I started using my phone, So there's a whole lot your phone can do. Your phone has processors, it has RAMs, it has ROMs, pretty much everything that your laptop has. So you can learn. There's no barrier, there's nothing limiting. The only thing that can limit you from learning software engineering is you, not your present situation. Because I learned using the phone too. And trust me, not any good phone. These days our phones are bigger, My phone now is like God knows how many inch big, you know. Uh those days our phone screens were really small. I remember I started learning this thing. I was using Techno MP, and it's crazy, man. Trust me. But we had to do this stuff because of passion, because we knew where we were going to. You have to know where you are going to. And that's why I keep telling. That reminds me, we will start submitting possible ideas that you want to build. I'm going to create a system for you all to submit your ideas. Your reason for being on this program. We are plenty. We are not going to share your reason with your peers. We want unique ideas. Everybody have your unique idea to yourself that you want to build. You're going to build it in a team, Start thinking about it and know that all of this stuff that you're learning is in a bid to build that idea. You have to build it wholly before you graduate. It's very important, very, very important. So let's go back to what we were learning. We learned how to create a file. It told us the first step, touch. So we are touching the file. The touch command is used to create a file in a Linux terminal. And then there's another way we can create a file. We can actually echo some text into a file, and it creates the file. And there's a difference between using this one bracket and using two brackets. I'm going to tell you, one actually adds something, and one overwrites the entire file. This first one actually overwrites the entire file. I think ChatGPT should be writing about this stuff. Yeah, see it. This one overwrites the entire file, and this one appends to the existing line, and it adds your new text. So I guess I might demonstrate that for you to see. So this is another possible way of creating a file. A lot of you might have rushed because maybe you go to the the material center, you see that to create a file, you just touch file. And maybe people that have gone to VI would know that they can just use VI to automatically create a file. They don't know that there are other easy ways. Sometimes you just want a file that writes or print out something very small, maybe a user's name or something, because we are trying to distribute work and not give too much load to one particular file. This is when we start talking about system architecture and all that. I'm going to teach you guys a whole lot. There's a whole lot you need to learn to build scalable platforms. Like you see where we learn, we have a very fast, if your internet connection is very good, you see that we have a very fast platform. I'm not paying for the best hosting possible, but it's very fast and it can accommodate all of us, you know, in our thousands, it can actually accommodate us. And I'm not paying that much for it. That's because I'm able to build scalable platforms. And yes, that reminds me, do you know that this platform we are using to train you guys now was one of my play projects in the past, so many years ago, and I did not change it. I only I didn't change. If I was to build this whole platform now, it won't be running on PHP. It probably be running on something else, you know. But PHP was my first programming language that I learned, and this program, the platform we are all on today, using as our training center, was built so many years ago. I just updated it, upgraded it to solve the problem now, like to solve certain little things that I wanted, and I did some server work configurations and all that. That's all I just did, you know. But it was built so many years ago. The foundation for all of it was so many years ago. I was still a beginner, a complete beginner when I built it. So we all can do this stuff. All we need is dedication. I'm here for you guys. I'm showing you every single thing you need to learn. You need to have patience. Don't wait for somebody else to do the tasks and then you just want to leverage off the person's sweat. Do it yourself. Fail first. It's okay to fail. I failed so many times. It's okay to fail if you want to be an accomplished software engineer. Failing is okay. It's very we fail. There was a time I almost dropped out of software engineering. I was trying to learn and build something, and then that was my first year in building in software engineering. I was still living with my parents and all that. And at some point, one day I woke up and I realized that it was 2 weeks already and I was not learning anymore. I was not trying to build my projects anymore. And I thought about it. I was like, why? Am I giving up? I don't have the spirit of giving up. I hate failing, you know. That's one thing about me. I started small from a very humble home and background, but I hate failing. I hate failing so much. And I feel like you should have the same vibe too for you to be here. There's nobody here trying to learn software engineering that wants to be a failure. It's a high paying skill and it's a technical skill as well. Mediocres cannot do our job. We need to learn. That's why I'm here teaching you how to learn. I'm not here to solve your assignment for you, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to teach you how to grow your mind to always solve the problem. That's how you become a senior engineer. The reason why I'm preferred today at my workplace, my boss talks to me as an equal. He treats me like, in fact, like a younger brother. You know, it's because my brain is working. I always want to find out what's the best possible way to solve this problem. That's all I think about. You know, sometime in the past I built something that it's like a robot. It does my job. You know, like as we are here on this live stream, I actually have a robot somewhere working, doing something. You know, and my boss was actually very impressed. He was very impressed. Months go by now, and sometimes we don't even work. Why? Because we have that robot doing the job, and we still earn money. You know, and I can be here doing this stuff with you while I have another person. I call it a person. It's a robot. You know, doing my job for me, and that's the level I want you all to get to. You know, software engineering can help you everywhere. It's not something that should just help you. See, this 10 o'clock already. we have a whole lot to talk about. I have a lot of mentoring to do for you guys. You know, it's something that can help you everywhere in your office where you work right now. If you know that you work with a computer and you do a lot of file preparation and a lot, let's say you're an accountant or whatever, and you have like a principle that you follow, you have like uh what should I call it? Let's say you have a routine task. You have to prepare this file, you have to prepare that file, you can automate the workflow of all these things. And then each time there is a sensitive information for the computer to make a decision, you make the computer to alert you and ask you to make the decision for only those sensitive ones. But you see those other recording of this, somebody buys that to record all this stuff. Come on, man. We are in the 21st century. You don't have to do that. You collect the same salary with your colleagues and you go to the office and cross your legs and press your phone, play and have fun. You don't have to work and suffer when all of this knowledge is here at your dispensation, at your disposition for you to just sit down and learn, you know? So that's how it's going to work. We have to start learning the right thing. See, learn how to learn. We are getting there. I'm going to teach you how to build scrapers, little utility programs like AIs and all that. I have little AIs here and there doing little stuff for me. I know you guys noticed I could send like 1,000 messages at once, and all that stuff. These are AIs, these are bots, It's not me doing it. I can't sit down to start texting those bulk messages to everyone. And social media does not even allow us to do this stuff anymore. AI is crazy. It's something you need to leverage. You need to learn how to build it. Somebody was asking me, that reminds me, it's very important for me to talk about this on this program. Somebody was asking me if AIs are not going to take over our jobs. AI is going to take over the jobs of those people who are not skilled in software engineering, who are not programmers, who are not software engineers, who are not able to build the AI. Why would the AI take away my job? The AI I built. I'm the one that's going to improve it. I'm the one that's going to build a new one to compete with the one that's already existing. A lot of you do designs with AIs. There are a lot of AIs springing up today. Hey, if you want to make a design, I have my own built AI that makes design for me, so I don't have to patronize someone else. I built an AI that does this stuff. Takes away some logos. I did at some point I wanted to post some stuff and I realized that I was not making the videos in social, like there's just a whole lot of opportunities that you can leverage on to make money as a software engineer. So I realized that I couldn't sit down to make videos. So I decided that I was going to get other videos from the internet. And then guess what the algorithm does? The algorithm checks on social media, on all social media platforms, when they want to check for plagiarism. They check if this video is already existing in the internet. So you want to make your video to be different from what's already existing in the internet. And then I downloaded videos that already exist on the same social media, and I'm able to use AI to change the metadata of the video. The AI is the one downloading the video, not even me. I don't even know it's happening. The same AI will go change the meta information. So it's not the same video anymore. Even if, there are a lot of possibilities. And then the AI is still doing the posting for me. I'm not doing anything. So I can own a YouTube channel, a Facebook channel that keeps posting videos, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to show myself. I don't have to be the one and it's generating revenue. There are a lot of possibilities. You build the AIs. That's why you're a software engineer. You don't keep. Let me tell you guys something that will happen in the closest future. Currently, AI tools are easily accessible by all. A time when the price is going to be on the high side. So a lot of people will not be able to access these free AI tools anymore. So you have to learn to build them. You can't be paying somebody to do something that you can do yourself. And software engineers are just sitting down at home building little bots. That's the trend now in the world at large. I do it too. We all do it. So you should learn how to start doing these things. Make yourself a better person. AI is not going to take your job because you are the one building the AIs. You build other things. Build a full business. AI can take your job if you are an accountant in an office. But if you own the business, how would AI take away your business? But since you're the owner of the business, you know that you can use AI to solve the accountant's job. My first degree was in accounting. You build your AI and you replace the accountant. With the AI, although AIs are really AI, trust me, this generation AIs are really crazy. Trust me. They know a lot. Their learning models are like so machine learning is so advanced right now. So you need to start building these things. You need to start learning these things, taking advantage of these things. That's why we are here. A lot of jobs are going to be obsolete in the closest future. It's very important for us to grow ourselves. So this is another way to create a file. Remember, let me give you a convention now. Remember not to ask the direct question. You have to learn on every single task you are doing, and such that if you're using this learning pattern that I'm teaching you, you would learn a whole lot before you finish each task. You know a whole lot about shell navigation. Now there's another way you can create a file. You can cut it. You can use cut and you create the file and you press enter. And when you press enter, it's going to allow you to type some text. And then when you are done, you press Ctrl D for done. you know this is ChatGPT we are using to learn. We are learning a whole lot right now. You can use Nano to create a file. Nano is the default text editor. You can use VI or Vim, you know to create a file. And just there are just a whole lot of ways to just create a file. You can create an empty file like this. You just arrow it, and you know these are things that you need to know. You can print into a file. Print F. You print. This is print F, how to print a line of code on the screen. But instead of printing it into a screen, you you know send what you're printing into this file. I'm going to teach you guys about what pipes are, how to pipe something like a pipe, Pipe. This just reminded me that we need to learn that stuff. So in a bit to create this file, we've learned a lot. There's a whole lot of commands that we've learned. There are a lot of you that are done with the projects. I think after you finish watching this video, you will now have to go back and start again. So you start learning all these things that I want you to learn. This is how to learn. Don't just go learn one way to solve the problem, and then when people start using other ways to solve the problem, you don't know what to do anymore. This live stream has been so long and teach you how to learn. So that's for shell navigation. You have to complete this whole thing here. All of this stuff, you need to complete them. They are basically the same things you need to learn. Create a file this containing your full name, create folders and all that stuff. You need to complete this stuff. Create a compressed file, compress projects into, yeah. So basically we are trying to create a kind of a zip kind of file here. You go and learn how to create or how to compress a project file into. You go and, like I said, don't try to compress it. Don't ask the full question. How to compress a folder. If you ask ChatGPT how to compress a folder, it's going to teach you every single thing that you need to know about how to compress a folder. I I practiced all of this one by one before saying this to you. I saw a comment sometime of somebody saying that the the number of questions were too much. I did all of this one by one before setting them here, and I have my reasons for doing all of this one by one before setting these questions, this exact set of questions for you all. There's a whole lot. Symbolic links, how to set symbolic links. You link a file to another file such that from accessing this file actually accesses the content of the second file. So you go ask what symbolic links are and try to learn about it. learn everything that you need to know about symbolic links. It's very important, you know. So that's how to learn. If you watch, we've not used YouTube. Every single thing we are doing on ChatGPT here. It's free, and it's how to learn. So this is how to learn. I think we should go touch a little bit about the basics of VI. Yeah, we should go touch a little bit. So for people that are confused, they can learn. So let me just open VI. After doing the installation, for you to do the installation, you go to the platform. We have installation videos and all that for you all to watch. So let's just say vi tests.txt. Now, we just open VI on our screen, and as you can see, if we start typing, it's not working. We need to hit the I button to go to insert mode. After hitting I button once, we can start typing. Anything we type is going to work, you know. Now, VI has a lot of commands that you need to learn. When you are done to quit VI, I'm only teaching you the preliminaries on this video because we've exceeded the time for this class. I had a lot to tell you. We were supposed to have a mentorship class last week, but the network didn't allow us. So while training you guys now, I needed to telling you people you need to have in your mind. These were the things I was supposed to be saying last week, but I'm trying to rush now so we can end this live stream. It's getting too long, you know. It's out of VI, you press the escape button, and then you go back to uh, command mode. Insert mode is where you type. For you to go to insert mode, you hit the I button and you can start typing. When you're done, you want to go out of insert mode, you press the escape button on your keyboard. That takes you out of insert mode. Now, to give a command, if we want to quit this program, we have to give a command to the computer, and we can say :Q to quit. That's :Q to quit. We are quitting. We are ending up everything. If we want to write, we can say QW. That will write, like it's going to save what we have written, and then we can do QI as well to terminate the program. That's what it means. So that's that. If I hit enter, you'll see that we are out of it. So this is just the basic for people that don't really understand anything about VI. You should go and watch the video. The video is training you on everything. I don't have to stress myself to teach you how to operate everything on VI right now, but this is where we'll be writing code, or writing VI and in Emacs. What you do, the reason why you have Emacs there too is so that you can, after learning the two, you can decide which of them is more convenient for you to use. Some people will prefer Emacs, some people will prefer VI, some even prefer using Nano. I don't know why, but personally, personal preference, I use VI a lot. I still do use Emacs, if it's required, but I use VI a lot. I still, because of this class, I had to sit down and start using Emacs a whole lot, you know. So you have your personal preference. In fact, where we did where to write code, the choice of the entire terminal, the Ubuntu we are using, is still a personal preference matter. Some people can be using Kali Linux, some people can use Debian, some people can use Ubuntu that we are using here. Some of us can be on a Macintosh, a Mac OS. It's just a thing of learning how to learn. That's what it is. I'm here to guide you on every single thing you need to know, but you need to ensure that you expand your mind. You need to learn every single concept that I am telling you to learn. Very important. Okay? So that's what it is. That's that for this class. And let me see you guys before I end off the live stream. Where was this live stream streaming from? Come on. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it is. Let me see you guys before I leave. Somebody saying I couldn't install Ubuntu, so I opt for Emacs native for Windows. Smart, you know. I nearly faint yesterday when trying to create bookmark on. That's how it is. That's how it is, you know. For a first timer, all of these things are a little bit stressful, but trust me, you're going to get a hang of it. After your first, second week, using VI, using Emacs, writing shell navigation code will not be a problem for you all. You know, it's not going to be a problem anymore. You can. I'm here at the comment section reading. Let me go up and see all that you guys have been saying. Wow, this is like a whole lot. Come on. Can't answer all of this. We are already late. I want to end this live stream as soon as possible. Uh, Windows system that did not meet the requirements. I will be changing my OS to 11. We'll stack everything over. Yeah, that's good. You can change your OS, update your computer before you do anything in programming. The first thing you should do, that reminds me, is to update your computer. Some of you start wanting your terminal when you've not even updated your Windows, your computer. You have to update from your local machine first. You go to settings, system settings, and all that, and you get the latest version of your computer. Very important, of your operating system. Very important. Before you now start installing Ubuntu, installing VI, and all that. And each time you want to start installing anything on your computer, you need to upgrade. You know, you need to first upgrade your system, upgrade your terminal, upgrade everything before you start doing any installations on your computer. You know, so that's that for that. That's that for today's class. Uh, it was really nice talking to you all. I hope that you're going to take your training seriously as you've been doing and carry yourselves along. It's very important. Carry yourselves along. The only thing that you need to be a success in this program is curiosity and consistency. Really important. Curiosity and consistency is the hallmark of it. You go learn, you learn from your peers, you learn online. ChatGPT is your friend. YouTube should be your friend. See, when they open your YouTube as a programmer, what they should see on your YouTube is a bunch of programming videos popping up by default. That's what you see on my YouTube. When I open my YouTube, you see like a bunch of programming videos. You see like snooker videos, because I'm a snooker player, a big one at that. I play a lot. You see music. You see a lot of people playing the piano. I play the piano a lot too. So the things that I learn are the things that pop up on my screen. Recently, I started doing swimming, learning, trying to watch professional swimmers teach me. See, YouTube is meant for learning. You don't just come on YouTube and you start watching a movie, a full 1 hour, 30 minutes movie, 2 hours movie, watching how another person makes his money. No, I don't do that. You can do that to relieve stress, but only when you are done with work for the day. You need to work. You need to learn a whole lot. When you are done working and you are fatigued, that's when you can, you know, give yourself the pleasure of playing. I work the entire day and night, and then you see me in the evening. One time I come out and I play snooker and all those stuff. That's just to relieve stress because I don't want to keep looking at my computer, you know. So that's that for that. That's how you live life as a software engineer. Learning is the hallmark of software engineering. You cannot do anything without learning. You have to learn for now. This is the right way to learn. Everything I try to, every concept I want you to learn, you go try to learn the concept, not just to solve the task I said you should solve. You try to learn the concept first. You try to learn everything about that concept before you try to solve the task I'm giving you. Take time on this stuff. You don't have to rush it. For people still having installation problems, it's because you've not believed in yourself. Believe in yourself. You have to do Google searches. You have to go on YouTube. You have to have ChatGPT as your friend. You have all of these assets. When you finish utilizing them, then you hit a pair. Oh, you solved this problem. I'm having challenges. Please, can you help me? Two heads are better than one. The pair is going to help you, and you guys can solve the problem. If both of you cannot solve it, you come and meet a technical mentor. You know the number to text. You text it, and somebody is going to attend to you. Sometimes it's going to be me. Sometimes it's going to be somebody else. I've been attending to a lot of you myself. And sometimes you talk to somebody else too. There are other people on that contact. You text other mentors and all that. So that's what it is. Try as much as possible to learn, not just solve the problem. Don't try to solve the task alone. Try to learn all the concepts. Anything I point out to you to learn about it. Don't just try to solve the assignment I gave you. That way you'd be handicapped if you try to solve the assignment alone. But trying to learn the concept itself first. The concept itself is the most important thing. It is why we are here. This is how you get the technical competence to build those applications that you have in your mind. So that's that for that. I believe we've had a very successful training session this morning, and I'm about to leave. But before I leave, I'm seeing somebody still asking how we submit assignments. I've said it. Don't submit your assignment. I'm going to send you a code that you'd run on your computer to mark your assignment. And that will be on the 5th or 6th when the assignment is closing, on the calendar. Go and look at your calendar. You would see the previous tax and the present tax. If it's no longer showing on your dashboard, go through calendar to assess it. It's very important that you understand how the platform works. Okay? Do have a good rest of the day. If you have further questions, things that you need to ask, you can rewatch this video. The video is going to be on this page after I end the live stream. You can watch it again over and over, and ensure that you practice, do your assignments, complete all your tasks as soon as possible. This is a weekend. A lot of us are home. Take out time daily to ensure that you know all the technical things. You can watch this video again. It's okay to replay it and watch and see the little things that we were talking about on the video. It's very, very important. And that's that for that. I would see you guys in our next class.